Early nitrogen application is essential to build grass supply on farms where fodder reserves are scarce or where there is a high demand for early grass. It is important to keep an eye on the weather forecast, but once soil temperature is at or above 5.5 degrees Celsius, the grass is growing. Ground temperatures in the region were holding at around 7 degrees Celsius last week, but this has dropped to 6 degrees this week on the back of the change in weather. On drier soils where an earlier turnout is possible and conditions are favourable, urea can be applied at a rate of half a bag to the acre or 23 units per acre. Urea is a more stable and resilient form of nitrogen than can in the cold, wet weather. The response to nitrogen application will be greater on reseeded or high ryegrass boards, so these should be targeted first. Heavier soils take longer to warm up in the spring, and fertiliser application to these fields should be held back until late February when the grass is actively growing. Slurry should be targeted at fields that are low in phosphorus or potash. On low grass covers or bare ground, slurry can be applied with the standard splash plate, but where heavier covers are present, a dribble bar or trailing shoe should be used to minimise the contamination of the grass, which could prevent fields being grazed out properly once stock are turned out. Ground has taken in a lot of water in recent days, reducing trafficability for machinery on heavier land. To avoid field damage and soil compaction, umbilical slurry spreading systems could be used, or alternatively, slurry can be applied after the first grazing later in the spring.